Hello guys, Trudito here. Okay, so there has been a reoccurring question on my streams, on my videos and everywhere. When do I actually create a guide for spectres and a guide for the build that I'm using? So the moment is almost now. Not yet. So now I will do like a build showcase. I will show you how far did I get in the SSF down of the Hunt League. I'll showcase my build as it is currently, what I'm able to do with the build and so on. So far I think I'm only in Arced. Not in Arced, I'm in tier 11s. I guess I'm doing quite well. The gear is not great on my character, that's why I don't want to create a build just yet, because I cannot like recommend stuff. I can just showcase you the build, I can show you what I'm using, what passives I'm using, what minions and so on. So let's get into it. Let's look at the base class. The base class is a witch, obviously. On which, of course, you go to the minion nodes, right? I'm getting some of the minion life, some of the revive faster stuff. I'm getting also the accuracy rating. I will show you why, because I'm using the Quill crabs, of course. Okay, various strength points, dexterity, so you can fulfill the requirements. I'm taking Vile Mending, taking Entropic Incarnation, Grip of Evil, because I also want to do a bit of crit. Also taking Necrotic Touch for the crit. I'm taking these small nodes here for the resistances. I only take this one because the Quill crabs have a slight bigger reduction to fire resist. Even with this one they are not capped. They are like at 78 or something. I will show you afterwards. Of course I'm taking the Ingenuity because you kinda need the intelligence. I'm taking Patient Barrier. I'm starting to build up my defenses, by the way. Only level 84 or 85. And then I'll travel here. Restless Dead, Growing Swarm, Crystalline Flash, Profane Commander. Of course I'm taking all of the spirit ones as well. Maybe you want to do differently this wheel if you want to travel to this part. I'll see if I change anything on this wheel, if I want to travel to Calibration as well. Sorry about that. Okay, and up here I'm picking up a Right Hand of Darkness, Lord of Horrors, which is of course very nice for any minion build. This side I haven't invested in it, maybe someone likes it, I don't. This one I'm picking up only to get my minions to 83% LRS. Then I traveled down here and picked up all of these clusters. These are all very nice. Holy Protector, Silent Guardian, Bringer of Order. And all of these ones are minion damage. So this is a very nice one for the minions. And one of my, I guess, single defensive options is the White Barrier, which brings my block to like 51%. In terms of the Ascendancy, of course it's a Lich, on which I'm playing with the Necromantic Conduit for the extra Unholy Might. And to offset the 5% maximum mana per second, I'm using Soulless Form. Right, the third trial I picked up Rapture the Soul. This one works well with the setup that I have, I'll show you why. And let's jump into the skill jumps a bit. I can show the skill jumps. Or should I show you the items? I mean, I can just show you a bit the items. I don't have great items, I only have +4 to minions, which is terrible at this level. I would hope that I had like at least like +6. I only have a +2 on the scepter. This scepter is actually from the campaign. I haven't found a better one yet. It has increased damage, it has a +2 to all minion skills, and that's about it. And it's Malice, which is decent. It's not bad. The helmet, once again, is from campaign. It's a level 55 one. I think I got this one from Act 3 Cruel. It has +2 to level of minions. Everything else is horrible on it. That's the only helmet that I could get that would benefit my build. I was lucky enough to get these Pilgrim Vestments, which I'm still using up to this level, by the way. It's a lot of spirit. I I was lucky to get the maximum, almost maximum LA resistances. And this no inherent bonus from intelligence doesn't affect my build, because even if I spam the skills, the mana regen is pretty high. And maybe I can press the mana flask as well. Then the amulet, once again, it doesn't have +2 minion skills yet. It's just something that I was able to get with some attributes, with some max life and some max energy shield. I still need to do a lot of work on the gearing. The shield, I think, is one of the better pieces of my gear. Increased block chance is not that great, it's just 41%. I wish that one was higher, but all the rest is pretty damn great because it has a very high life. It has very high resistances as well. Too bad it doesn't have chaos resist as well, but I can work with those. Then the rings are pretty terrible as well. This one is just a very high resistances, no life. This one, chaos res, life, rarity and some resistances. This one is a bit better. The boots, once again, only with 20% increased movement speed. I haven't found better than these ones. You need attributes, you need life, you need resistances, blah blah. SSF life, that's how it is. And then I have these gloves, which are quite decent, I guess. High life, attributes and some fire res. I can find better for sure. And then I get this plate belt, which is quite decent actually. I would hope to get like a better one with more resistances, but at least I have 3 charm slots now. There is some armor there, and yeah, high fire resistance. I'm using like this kind of flask with gains charges and recovery applied instantly. This is very good. I think it's one of the best that you can get. Mana flask, it's similar, I guess. This one is not that important for me because I'm not spamming the mana flask too often. And I'm using amethyst charm because my chaos resist is kinda low. It's only 20%. I'm using the golden charm, of course, for some extra rarity. And I'm using the throwing charm for immunity to freeze because, yeah, freeze is still kinda bad for the game. These are my stats: level 85 Lich, intelligence, life, energy shield, mana, spirit. Everything looks like this. It's kinda low, it's kinda all over the place. My block chance is decent though. Resistances are kept, elemental, even overcapped for elemental weakness. Chaos resist is 20%. This is my character. Now let's jump into the gem skills. So of course we have the malice, which I'm not supporting with anything. I have the raise shield with mobility for a little bit more mobility while I'm using raise shield with my mouse 1 button. And then I have skeletal frost mages actually on a 6 link, and I'm using only 2 of them. So the idea is to use these ones only for the ice bomb, and for that purpose I'm using the feeding frenzy on them, bidding, spell echo for this very nice double wham, commandment for a very good cooldown reduction on the ice bomb. You can almost spam the skill and get it off cooldown. I mean, if you have 3 of them out is even better, but my spirit yeah, is kinda low. So with 2 of them I'm okay. That's why I'm using commandment, so I can hit this button more often. And then cold mastery as well, because yeah, why not? Cold mastery is good for the extra level. Let's look at the numbers for this one, since these ones are kind of huge carries for the build, especially whenever we have like big monsters, like bosses, like yellow monsters that are more strong and so on. So Ice Shark is inconsequential. We are not doing damage with this one because we are using commandment. So we only do damage with Ice Bomb in this situation. Ice Bomb is kinda high DPS skill, even with only level 24 Frost Mages. The level of the gem is level 19, so still it's one of the highest for me. It is full quality as well. I still have 19.2 crit. I wish I have this higher a bit. I need to invest more a bit into some of the smaller crit nodes and some jewels. I have horrible jewels. I didn't even show it to you because they have nothing minion specific, so they're irrelevant. Okay, so this is the guys that help me clear a bit whenever it's needed. And then for the spectres that I'm actually using, I'm using the Quill crabs. I could have used the frost mages, another version of them for clearing, or I could have used the storm mages for clearing. But I really like the Quill crabs for some reason. For me, I don't know, they feel good. For the Quill crabs, which are level 18 at the moment, I cannot show you the info. I'll show you maybe the PV2DB. I'm using Gamble Shot, Acceleration, Ricochet, Master, and Cold Infusion. These two, Gamble Shot and Acceleration, are like a personal preference from me. The people that were testing these Quill crabs were using like mostly Scatter Shot Pierce instead of these ones. Ricochet is very good for them because whenever they throw their projectiles, it finishes in like a small AoE that leaves behind like a chilled ground, like a very small chilled ground. And that chilled ground also ricochet for some reason, so this is very nice, actually very nice for them. So I'm using Gamble Shot because I don't like Scatter Shot 35% less damage, and I don't like the Scatter Shot spreading all of their projectiles all over the place. Usually it's not as efficient as Gamble Shot, at least from my testing. This one seems to work well for me, and Acceleration actually increases the range by 40% as well as the projectile speed, and it really feels like they are firing machine guns, which I like. So that's why I'm using this setup. Okay, Master is on them because I have like 1, 2, 3, 4 different minions. Then I'm using the Hypothermia with Hex Bloom, Focus Curse, Hidden Curse, and Inspiration for lower cost of mana, so I don't get out of mana whenever I'm doing like, yeah, too many skill spams. The Frost Bomb is a skill that I'm using quite often. It's with Magnified Effect, Strip Away, and Spell Cascade. This skill I'm using specifically for the exposure. I want to apply exposure to the enemies because I'm dealing mostly cold damage. Okay, then I'm using Skeletal Clerics, actually 3 of them, because these guys are the one that gets sacrificed. So Ingenuity, so they cast their healing more often, and also resurrecting skeletons. Sacrificial Lamp and Death March, because I'm using Pain Offering on them, so I think this is a very nice setup. Usually you want to use these ones on the skeleton warriors, but I have the other scepter, so I cannot. So these are my sacrificial lamps. That's why I'm using 3, because my Pain Offering will sacrifice 2 of them. Because this is another skill that I'm pressing at bosses and higher HP targets, is with Ablation, Persistence, Dance Macabre, and Font of Rage. Actually, I'm using Font of Rage, not the other Font of Vitality or whatever is that one, because this one actually buffs my Quill crabs and I kinda like it. Then is the Skeletal Storm Mage, which is just Shock Bot. I might want to use a 5 link on him, so I get that extra 50% magnified shock, even though he will shock me as well. I can live with that. So that's another support gem that I will do on him. Then I'm using one of my other favorites, the Rebrattle, and this one is a very special one. I'm using it with Mid Shield and Last Gasp just so he lives like long enough. He kinda doesn't die anyway. So this is a special one because he will apply a Blasphemy Aura of one of these 3 curses. Do not look at the tooltips over here because these are not correct. They are a lot lower than this one. But it's basically equivalent to like almost level 20 skill gem on these 3. Despair will be 30% reduction. Temporal chains, I don't remember, somewhere around 12% on the bosses or 10% on the bosses. And then feeble once again 10% on the bosses. So why I'm using this rebrattle is also because I'm using this one, Rapture the Soul, and whenever I'm doing mapping and clearing, I'm not always passing the hypothermia, and this guy just walks in between the monsters and causes some of those explosions. That's why I like it. That's why I'm still keeping it, even though it's a 40 cost, 35 cost for me. Maybe I can remove it and add another Quill crab, but I prefer the explosion. And obviously shield charge for whenever I need to just move a bit faster. Quill crabs, at least for my game style, they kind of follow me. They are just slightly bit slower than me, as you can see. They kind of follow me, and yeah, they are kind of nice. Let me just show you a bit some stuff about the Quill crabs. Where are they? Just a moment, so I pull up the Quill crab PoE to DB. Quill crabs have a really interesting stuff. They have two versions. As you can see, this one, the big one and the small one, and they cost the same 40 spirit, and you have to pay attention whenever you are in the Untainted Paradise and you kill them. You need to look exactly which is the big one, which is the small one. Now, there are differences on the scaling of the damage. If you see, look here at the damage and you look at the life, the small one has 70% and the big one has the small one has 70 and big one has 85, I guess. Now, there is a difference on them on the skills as well. Apparently the small one, apart from this base damage, they have this very similar attacks, and I think they are basically the same, but the small one has this one, which is apparently at the end of the projectile they will trigger this cold impact, which is a triggerable spell, and it deals this base damage. This one is not on the other Quill crab, which I'm actually using. I'm using the big one because I thought, hey, look, this guy has a higher life, it has higher damage scaling, so why not use this one, because everything over here is also higher than the other. But I failed to see that this one is lacking the other damage. So there are people that claim this one is a lot better because of this over here. So I'm about to test this one as well at some point. Right, so let's also showcase just quickly. I'm gonna jump into a map, like whatever waystone is higher for me. I think it's 12. I have a 13, I'll do it later. I'll do a tier 12, like a blue one, whatever, magic monster, movement speed, attack speed, maybe I'm gonna rip in here, I don't know. Let's pick up one that also has a boss if possible. Oasis, okay, it's a boss, irradiated, corrupted nexus. Yeah, why not? I mean, in that case I do need to get like a rare one, right? Enfeeble, monster damage, extra fire. This one will be reapy, but I guess I can do it. Okay, let's do this Oasis actually. What a coincidence that I actually have a big map over there. Okay, let's have a look. I mean, Enfeeble. I'm not one usually to rush through the map, so you will see me doing very slow gameplay, relaxed, and not I'm chilling basically. Okay, this is the damage from the Quill crabs whenever I'm doing the impalement. I mean, this is not a good example because those guys. Let me just lower a bit the sound. It's a bit too high. Not a good example against the Faridun heavy infantry because those are blocking. So what I'm doing with the build is usually I'm frost bombing the packs and just ice bombing as well. That's what I'm doing whenever I'm going. And the Quill crabs are basically cleaning up like small mobs. They are cleaning up stragglers. And I kinda like the way they are doing their focus fire. Like look at this, guys. Yeah, that does it. It's only them that are dealing damage, by the way. Once again, the Quill crabs. I only have 5. Look at my spirit. I don't have a lot of spirit. I only have 5 of them. So this is basically how my build is functioning. I will pick up the loot, by the way, because I'm on SSF, so if you see me like picking up loot, it is what it is. I'm not like rich like Elon Musk to ignore the loot. Yeah, so this is my clear. It's not exceptional by any means. It's not bad. There's a lot of things happening here. I'm trying not to die in this showcase, so that's why I'm playing like in the back over here. I can't even afford that new energy shield regen skill that reserves 30 spirit, so let's open up this one as well. Look, my priests are sacrificed, my clerics. Okay, someone is exploding corpses. My defenses are pretty damn bad. Look at this guy, he's getting absolutely destroyed.
Obey me.
Okay, map is almost complete, we only have the boss left. Let's see how this build is doing on the bosses. And I'm getting absolutely murdered by trash mobs.
You disgrace these sands! The sands obey!
Yeah, this is the damage.
Unrelenting doom!
It's not looking that bad.
Devour!
Not a huge fan of this explosion.
The sands obey!
Okay, the boss is gone, and now the other boss will show up. This one usually dies instantly. I think this one dies from the explosion, right? There's another one. Is it 2 of them spawning? Right, this is the map. I think the build does pretty well. It's not perfect.
We are deep into the most dangerous areas now.
Yeah, that's basically the build showcase. If you guys really want to, I can make like a POV for it. I can do like some pointers on how to level it and so on. I can make like a small guide for leveling and to getting the build to SSF standard. I think this is a good starter. Yeah, if you can call this like a build guide, I don't know, if you can. I'm not advocating almost to anyone to use build guides, to be honest. That's why I'm calling this video a showcase of my current playthrough, my current Lich. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is my Lich. I still progressing it. I promise I will actually make a build guide for whoever likes that kind of stuff. I will actually make a build guide as soon as I get into tier 15s and my spirit is somewhere around 450 or something. I really need more gear. I need more items. I'm not currently 100% happy with the character, but yeah, this is it. This is SSF. It takes longer. Thanks for watching, guys, and see you next video. Bye bye.